know the situation with where you put the guy on intentional walk. I know Palish has been great all season. Is that something? Is that a benchmark of growth with this pitching staff, that you have the faith in that situation that you can do that in this point in the season?
Well, the faith was bringing him in on a 2-0 count with first and second, nobody out. That was the faith that he was a strike thrower, and then have tremendous respect for Wallace and wind blowing out to left and Stovall. That's who he pitched against, right? No, not Stovall. Sladen.
Yeah.
Brady Slavin is who we brought to the plate, who we tried hard to sign at TCU, and I know he's an outstanding player as well. Just felt like the matchup was better, the numbers matched up better, and he's obviously a fifth-year senior he's a strike thrower, so you're not afraid to bring him in a 2-0 count. Not the most ideal, but and then you're also not afraid to have him pitch with the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Along the same lines with both pitchers, is this another one of those growth games from where you see where y'all were as a pitching staff at the beginning of the season to win a ball game like you did today?
The guys who pitched tonight are the guys that have been pitching well for us all season. So the growth game is when you have some other guys, like the other night, Hogan pitching well, or Will Johnston, somebody like that. But Detmer has been pretty consistent. He didn't have great stuff tonight, but Palish was outstanding. I thought I definitely want to comment on Nolan. What a warrior. We had that guy on the ropes. We should have scored. We had bases loaded and 1 out and a hitter's count, and we only end up with 1 more run, and then it seemed like he caught a second wind, punched out the side, and his last inning, I think. So yeah, super impressed by him, and he deserves a lot of credit for keeping his team in the game.
Jim, what do you guys see different from Palish right now that maybe that he didn't have last year?
Breaking ball. Yeah, breaking balls. Nate's done just an awesome job with him. He was a fastball changeup pitcher. I think he's thrown a little harder. There were some mechanical things I think Nate did with him, but the slider. You 1 out in the ninth and a 3-2 count against Webb, who's already hit a double off of him, and you throw him a 3-2 breaking ball to punch him out, and he doesn't strike out a lot. So that's the difference. Is he has a breaking ball and he's throwing just a tick harder.
What does it say about your ball club be able to win a 2-1 pitcher's duel as opposed to a high-scoring game like we've seen from you guys?
Yeah, good teams find ways to win in a variety of ways, And so certainly it was an offensive night with the wind blowing the way it was, but you had just elite pitching. That lefty they brought in, that's a super impressive arm, and we know there's more of them down there. So had planned on potentially starting Palish on Sunday. He was going to be the option, but felt like when we had a chance to win a ball game against such a great club in our division that we needed to take that shot. So I'm not sure who's going to pitch on Sunday because that was my starter right there. But we'll see.
Do you have any idea on his availability for the rest of the year?
Yeah. I don't know how many pitches he threw, probably 50, 60, so he's probably done for the weekend. But, we got Menifee down there and Johnston, so we have other left-handed options, but he's the best one.
Jim, what was your assessment on Detmer? I know you said you didn't think he had the best stuff.
Yeah, he didn't. His fastball command wasn't very good, especially to the lefties. He normally, until the last couple of weeks, he's been getting the left-handers out way better than the right-handers. And he wasn't sticking his breaking ball in his last couple innings, and so there's a lot of pitchers' counts. The difference between Nolan and Detmer was, I think, I'm pretty sure the first 9 batters Nolan faced, he was either 0-2 or 1-2 on all of them, and Detmer was getting in some deeper counts. He was making some good pitches, but he was getting in some deeper counts, and so they kind of did to Detmer what we wanted to do to Nolan, which is kind of get in deep counts and drive his pitch count up, which we did. We did in that 1 inning because we scored the runs on the walk and the base hit. But Detmer just didn't have normal fastball command, but he kept us in the game. So.
When was the last time you had a reliever get a 4-inning save?
I don't know. But there's guys down there that Rudis is capable of that. Can pitch deep into it. But yeah, not very many guys can. Well, we don't have a defined closer necessarily. So I was going back and forth in the ninth. I didn't, whether to bring Brad in or let Palish finish it. But what I didn't want to have happen is have Robert Moore get one in the wind in left field. And I told myself going into the night that I was going to make him hit left-handed with the wind blowing out to left. And I went against it. and we got lucky because he was on that baseball. It had just a little bit of topspin and didn't get out of the ballpark. But when he hit that ball, I almost quit.
He was really good too. So Robert was really good.
And his numbers are better as a right-handed hitter. Everything's better. Again, we talked about in our meeting today, if the game's on the line, I'm going to make him hit left-handed the way the wind's blowing out. But I don't know. We talked about it as a staff and decided to stick with Jacob.